right. Hello, good evening. I think you guys can hear me, but I'll turn this up just a little bit more to make sure. All right, so we're going to have an informal conversation tonight. I need to get some thoughts together and I'm going to piggy them back off of this microphone because no one else in the city wants to fucking talk about these things. So, yeah, I guess the first thing I want to say is that we, as a city, as a community, as a neighbor, really need to understand that crossing guards have a job to do. And that probably sounds a little bit rude and a little bit bullyish, but I'm really tired of it, okay? Like, nobody wants cameras on the school buses and nobody wants cameras on the street lights. No, but nobody wants to slow down in the fucking school zones. Okay, we don't have mobile schools here. We're not doing schools out of trailers. Okay, our schools have been in the same spot for 150 years. We have a problem getting crossing guards because our communities suck and nobody wants to show any respect to our kids. Like, just slow the fuck down. Just slow down. Okay, like Delaware, Franklin, um the Bellevue, Fraser, that there's too many of them. Like, there's a lot of them. Just slow down. Between 8 and 9 and 2 and 3, slow down. Slow down, okay? Like, I'm going to lose my crossing guard at my school because the people who think they're driving around in the fancy used cars don't know how to be polite. They don't know how to yield. They don't know how to show an extra 15 seconds of patience. And I'm going to be very upset if one of my kids gets hurt. Okay? Okay. Now, I don't know what is going on with this whole conversation about lead thing, but we're going to go compare two things for a second. Okay, let's compare. Let's compare this article from News Channel 9. Hi, Brenda. What's up? I don't know. Oh, maybe it wasn't this. Anyways, let's compare. You ready? Let's compare. Latest lead tests show Syracuse of drinking water meets EPA safety standards. Okay, right? So we know this argument. This is the argument. The water is safe. And yes, was the water safe to drink 3 years ago, according to the regulations, under 15 parts per billion? Sure. Okay. What did the most recent test come up? So the test, this year's test, that's what this is vouching for in the first half of 2024. So these are the results. If you guys haven't seen the other lead video, it's on my page. You can go find it because we were talking about where the lead results were because they're not yet posted on any website. But apparently News Channel 9 has an exclusive to them. Let's look. Okay, they tested homes. City residents witnessed the tests to make sure they were done correctly. And the results say testing lab came in at 12 parts per billion under the EPA lead action level, but it can be no more than 15 parts per billion. Let me just show you all something here. Search New York State lead levels. You don't even have to click a website. It's 5 parts per billion. Now, I understand this is a recent change and I understand things happen, but does not build trust. Does not build trust. Doesn't build trust. Okay? Does not. No way, shape, or form. And that's not on me. I'm not the negative Nancy who's out here dissing this political party or that political party or whatever the fuck. That's not on me. That's on whoever the fuck ran that article. Okay? So I don't know. Like, I get it. Okay? I understand wholeheartedly and completely that we are going that these systems changes take time. I get that. But when you're sitting here dancing around saying, "Oh, you're okay, you're okay, you're okay," you can at least say, "You're okay. We are aware that the rules recently changed and we're working on building a fucking plan." Okay, that's why you have people protesting in front of the mayor's office. Because the message that is being delivered is different than anything that makes fucking sense. And it's very frustrating. As a parent in the city, it's very frustrating. Okay? It's very frustrating. Now, we have a response. We do have a response, and we're going to go take a look at the response. I talked about free water filters, right? Okay? So you can get, there are certain qualifications at the moment. But the city of Syracuse and the Syracuse City School District are partnering together for an at-home solution. Okay, so this does not fix city infrastructure, but there is an at-home solution. I'm gonna find it. Give me a second. Do. Did I pass it? No. How to get a free water filter if you live in Syracuse. All right. So here's the reality. We have some tough old water infrastructure. And because of the recent system changes, okay, you now have a legal, logical argument to be concerned about the water that's coming out of your faucet. So, if you meet these requirements, you can get a free filter. Filters will first become available to women, infants, and children program participants and qualifying residents at the WIC program and those who participate in the Salvation Army Children's Bureau. Okay? So the details are going to come because the school district is also going to give filters to households with children in pre-K. Okay? So why? Let's talk about why for a second. Oh, no, go back. Let me go back. Sorry. Here we go. How to get a free water filter. WIC program, Salvation Army Christmas Bureau, and details to come how you can get a water filter if you are a pre-K student for your lead levels. And I'm going to tell you what, okay? Good job to everybody involved who made that choice. That's a great choice because what that does is that's a reasonable solution for the water at home, right? Video, I was talking about how finding a solution for the water in our homes was going to be more challenging than finding a solution for the water in schools. So here we have a solution for the water in our homes for the majority of our population who is really in need. Why? This is one of the, I'm still venting here, okay? So we're talking about lead and that's a current event, but I'm really just venting because it's annoying me a little bit. Why are we getting these filters to the kindergarteners and the sixth graders? Because or the pre-Kers and the pregnant moms, right? Because lead is something that affects a child's long-term development. Okay, it affects our students. That is why I'm talking about it on SCSD tonight. That is why I've been posting videos about it. Because lead does ultimately impact what? It impacts the student and the family's ability to reach success. When a child is exposed to lead, it impacts their ability to reach success. So that is why SCSD Family Connect is posting videos about lead, not because she wants to be a little punk and piss people off, which goes to the rest of this tea. Like I don't like. I went to the town hall on good cause, which we're gonna get to in a second. And one of the people on the stage said, "Talk to me after." And then I approached him after, and he just looked at me like, I have nothing to say to you. I don't care how you feel. This county should not be paying any money to William D'Angelo any fucking more. Any more. Okay, the attorney general has sued him. He owes you guys thousands of money, and yet in a different file on your fucking computer, him and Terry are still collecting fucking rent from DSS. That makes no sense. No sense. None. You look like a fucking idiot. Onondaga County as an agency looks like a fucking idiot. Still paying that man money. Heck, I try really hard to come here and post facts and give access to information. And I take pride in that. And I take pride in being fair and not calling myself an expert and trying to remain somewhat humble. Okay. But sometimes that doesn't do anything. Okay. You have three choices. You can prioritize your relationship with somebody, you can prioritize yourself, or you can focus on changing somebody's actions. Okay. So I'm going to post another video in a couple days that talks about changing people's actions. And tonight I don't really care about my relationship with these other people because I live in this city. I have been a renter my whole life, and the situations that I have gone through as a renter are ridiculous. They're ridiculous. And we don't even really have to get into my personal stories. All I have to say is William D'Angelo and like three-fourths of these parents out here are going to know what time it is. Don't even have to get into any of that. Okay. But what really kicks me is all this community talk when we us parents are all over Facebook trying to figure out what our rules and our rights are. Right? Like, my friends and my family and my neighbors get evicted all the time, constantly. At least once a week, I'm opening up my Facebook page and somebody is talking about a dispute with a landlord, what to do, how to go to court, what the process is, should they not leave. There's a book of rights that is just poof somewhere. We have an eviction clinic that's overrun. We have Syracuse Housing Authority who is flooded with nepotism and conflicts of interest. The relationship between Syracuse Housing Authority and Syracuse City School District needs to pause and fucking kill. There's privacy rights there that you guys violate each and every day you play that game. Okay? But we're not going to talk about that tonight. We're going to rein it up all the way back in. Okay? We're just going to talk about being a renter and dealing with a landlord because it fucking sucks. Okay? Especially when your landlord's not local, especially when they send a repair man to show up pushing a fucking stolen grocery cart. But they want their rent on time. They want all your paycheck. Okay. There's this thing happening out here in New York State called the Good Cause Law. All right. And we have an opportunity in Syracuse to pass a good cause law. And in fact, the city legislature or the city common council, these fucking people, not me, I'm not one of them. These people have been sitting on the opportunity to pass this good cause law for like 4 or 5 months. Just been chilling on it. And why have they been chilling on it? Because these organizations pay most of our rent, including the Salvation Army. I didn't put that on here, and I should have. But the Salvation Army is included on this list. CMI Services, CNY Works, Catholic Cheerleaders, and Helio Health pay most of our rent, right? So if they're paying our rent, then they have an obligation there. They have a legal obligation to make sure that when they send the checks out, the housing is sufficient. The lead levels are in check. There's no code violations. right? They have an obligation to make sure that that's up to par, and they're not doing it. They're just fucking sending the checks, which is part of the reason why our housing stock has become so decrepit in the first fucking place. And now that we have an opportunity, now that there is a chance, now that we have a real chance to try to get somewhere with our housing, Rescue Mission, Catholic Charities, CNY Services, CNY Works, Helio Health, they're nowhere to be fucking found. Were they at the town hall? Are they participating in any of these discussions about good cause in Syracuse? Are they advocating for it? Have they sent a representative? Do they have a booth at the table sharing their resources? No, they fucking don't. They're somewhere up inside the fucking Medicaid cash cow's ass. And I will say that again. Helio Health, CNY Works, Rescue Mission, Catholic Charities are up inside the Medicaid's cash cow's ass. We have a real opportunity here to work on this housing problem with this thing called good cause. Now, I'm going to do a whole nother video on good cause. And it's going to be a very formal video, and we'll go over some of the data, and we'll talk about this dude, right? So this guy will look at his report because he made a report about good cause, and it's got a whole bunch of data in it. So we'll look at that report. We're going to look at the white papers from the Syracuse Tenants Union, right? We're going to look at some of these images for the other places that have already passed good cause. We'll do all that in a second. But there's two parts to this story here, folks. Okay, there's the part of the story where we don't know our three parts, I guess. There's the part of the story where nobody really knows that good cause is happening. Okay? And the people who do know that good cause are happening are taking advantage of the fact that nobody knows about good cause, right? And then there's the part of the story where these guys are just missing. Okay? Now, what is good cause? Good cause has a primary purpose and it does some other things. Okay? If you go to criminal court, the DA and the police have to provide the burden of proof as to why you are guilty. But when you go to eviction court, the landlord does not have any burden. Okay, it is up to you as the tenant, as the parent with children. It is up to the parents to prove their innocence. Okay, so this good cause law switches that. Instead of renters and parents and families having to prove why they deserve to stay, this good cause law would mean that landlords have to prove why the tenant is being kicked out. Okay? Now it's on the books. Our governor played a stupid little game, right? And Governor Hochul said we can do it. We just have to do it locally, which is why I'm out here talking to all my local parents about what good cause is. Okay? So, what does it do? It switches that burden. Instead of you walking into eviction court and you having to prove why you're innocent, you're going to get summoned into eviction court and the landlord is going to have to prove why you need to leave. It also does some other things. It focuses on a lot those if you have code violations in the apartment, if there's a history of intimidation, so if the landlord has a history of intimidating tenants, then they can't just get and walk in the park eviction, right? Okay, and you can see the other things on your screen. Now there's a whole bunch of landlords in this city. This is the counter argument. And this is another reason why I have to do an informal video before I go ahead and Did you guys see that? You guys didn't see that. Shit. Okay. This is why we're doing this informally. Good cause. Let me say it again. Good cause. Instead of when you go to jail for a crime, the police have to prove you're guilty. But when you go to eviction court, the landlord does not have the same responsibility. Instead, in eviction court, the tenant, the parent, the family, neighbor, whatever, has to prove why they're innocent. And if we pass this good cause law locally in this city, that gets changed. Okay. Instead, when a landlord evicts a person, the landlord has to provide evidence and proof why they're innocent. Okay. There is a whole lot of landlords out here who are mad. Okay. And they're not just little mad. No, they're not little mad. They're big, flippin', flukin' mad. Okay. Now, normally in this type of situation, there's a pro and a con to the argument, right? Like there's a reason for deleting the federal education program, and there's reasons for not deleting the federal education program. And sometimes both those sides of the argument use numbers and they use logical things. Whether or not they're good numbers, right? Both sides of the argument use numbers. Okay, but that's not happening in Syracuse with good cause. What's happening is our landlords are going, where, we're gonna move. And I'll tell you what, I really don't go. And I'm not the only one who said it. The other guy said it at the town hall. Go. Go. So I can buy a house. So the other families can buy a house. Oh, get out. Get out. And that's just what it is. Get out. If you don't like it, go somewhere. Go buy a house in Florida. Go buy a house in California. Go down to Texas. Go to Canada. Move to Europe. I don't give a shit. There's no reason why I was illegally evicted 3 times during COVID. No reason. And I went to court and I got a court order letting me back in. And when I came back, all of a sudden my heat and my water's fucked up in the basement. No, go somewhere. You choose to own houses. You choose to house families with students. So show some respect to the students and these families who get up and give it their all every day, all day long, or sell your fucking property. And we don't care. We don't care. So now, if you are not a landlord and you're still listening and you want to know and you like the sound of this law, you can do some things. You can call this phone number and you can type in that bit.ly website and sign that petition. And you have to do both things. And you have to actually do it, okay? Sitting there thinking, oh, I'm seeing the video. Someone else is going to do this. Not going to cut it. They have a voicemail. You can call them right now. It doesn't matter if it's 9 p.m. You have to go tell all these people to hurry up and get it done, because it's been sitting on their agenda for over 4 months, and because nobody's looking at it, they just keep putting it to the bottom of the pile. Either that or they own property themselves, and they don't really like us either. And then these people, don't forget about these people. If your rent comes from one of these people and you have a case manager or supervisor's phone number in your phone, you need to call Helio Health, Catholic Charities, CNY Works, CNY Services, and Rescue Mission right now and leave a voicemail on their phone and say, I don't know why you missed the town hall on good cause, but can you please call, I'm asking you as your case E to help me get this law passed for me, because it's going to help me and my children be reach success. Now there's an argument there. We can talk about what this has to do with chronic absenteeism. We can talk about evictions and all those other numbers, and we're going to do that. But we're not going to do it tonight. Okay? This is a first look at good cause. And tonight, I'm just going to say it. I think good cause is a good idea. I'm in favor of good cause. Why? Because it's going to help me reach my mission. It's going to help Syracuse City School District reach their mission. It's going to help Syracuse City School District rise. It's going to help Onondaga County rise. It's going to help our families reach success. And that is why I am in favor of it. And I'll be back in a couple days with some more information, and we can look at the data, and we'll have a little bit friendlier, more formal, non-biased conversation. But I've had a long week. It was cold out tonight. Miss Daisy, my crossing guard at my school, like, she is doing the absolute most, y'all. Like, she stands in puddles. People practically run her over. Kids get hit when she don't show up. Okay, like, she's the only person at a 5-road intersection. So I'm at this point, I'm just frustrated. Okay, slow down in your flipping school zones. Please and thank you. It's going to get cold. It's going to get rainy. It's going to be nasty. Slow down between 8 and 9 and 2 and 3. And do some research and check out good cause. And anybody, whether you're a landlord or not, if this goes out to anybody, well, if you do your little Google searches, follow up and tell the local people what they think, what you think. Okay? All right. Good night.